What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rock back with another video. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, enjoyed the holiday, enjoyed some time with the family, had some time off. And for everybody who's been subscribing and liking the channel, I really appreciate it. The channel's growing a good little bit. So the subscribers up a little bit, so I really appreciate that. Still trying to just share the information and learn from you guys as well. So today I made a video that I said I was gonna make about some do's and don'ts when getting into hotshot trucking. It's some things like that I did that I could say don't do, some things that I did that you guys are probably gonna do anyway. I mean, it's just one of those type things, but this is just maybe just a few things that might help. They might not, but I'm gonna start off with the don'ts. And the first thing is, and I put some notes on my phone so you might see me looking down, but first thing is, don't listen to some guy on YouTube making a bunch of videos telling you to do this, buy this truck, do that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up into that. I kind of did that too. And if you do that, you can get steered the wrong way. Now, I'm not saying that every guy on YouTube, and that includes me. Don't look at every video, a video of mine and say, oh yeah, that's exactly how to go about it. It's gonna take more than that. Not saying you can't take something from the YouTube video, but you're gonna want to take and add something to it. You're gonna want to go and you're gonna want to read. You want to look up. You want to do some investigating. You're gonna want to do some homework. So do watch the YouTube videos because they are helpful. They help me a lot. At the same time, you're gonna want to take and do your own homework. I mean, you're gonna have to. You can't just take and just think that you can watch 2 or 3 YouTube videos on how to start a trucking company or how to get in the hot shot or what you should do this way or what truck to get or whatever, and then straight run that way. You're going to want to take and analyze that information, extract what you can from it that's going to be helpful for you, to you, and then, you know what I'm saying, go from there and do your own, add your own, you know what I'm saying, little spin on it. Number 2, number 2 thing, don't leave a good job. Don't leave a good job to come in and jump in the hot shot just assuming it's going to be better for you. I know a few people that have done that, especially if you're CDL, over the road, working for a good company. You got to think about what you're going to be giving up. You're going to be getting in the back of a pickup truck, sleeping there, looking for loads, searching loads constantly. I mean, you might get a dispatcher and he might keep you running, but it's still going to be some times where you're looking for a load versus where you're in that semi and you got your bed, you got your TV. Some of you guys got satellite, even PlayStation, Xbox, or whatever you're into. Your computer, you got all of that. So, and then you have a company that's going to keep you loaded, and your money is pretty much about guaranteed. Now, I know, granted, a lot of people will say that in hotshot that you'll make more this, that, and that, this, that, and the third. Well, even on an operator in a semi, you're going to make more than a company driver. So in that instance, won't you, you know what I'm saying, I would say work that job, get your experience up, learn the business, and maybe while you're still under them, start your LLC, but keep running under the company and just keep piecing it together as you're working for them. And then at some point, me personally, I would buy a semi on my own and just be an owner operator. But even if you chose to go the hotshot way, at least you'll have your experience up, some time, money, and all this, so on and so on and so on. So that's another thing I see people, they leaving jobs that are pretty good jobs, and then they get out here and then they're like, man, like I know some people that left jobs and they came and did this. Now they ended up having to go back to those jobs. And the only thing is that makes it worse, they're going back to the job they were already at with a truck payment, a trailer that they bought and is just sitting, or a trailer payment as well. So those are some things you want to look at before you just leave a good job and just jump straight into to trying to be a hotshot. So that's one of my other things. The next thing is, don't jump in without the proper finances. Don't jump in with no money, no credit, no savings. I've seen that as well. That's another thing I saw take some people out of business. They might jump into this thing and they might have, I know a guy, man, I mean, he had about like $9,000, $10,000, $11,000, man, and that was just to start out with. Credit's not in order. So, you know, you got to think, you jump out, buy a truck, start an LLC, insurance down payment, buy a trailer, it's over. You know what I'm saying? The first bump in the road is going to probably send you out of business. So you got to think about that. You want to be prepared to take care or handle anything that might come up. And that's enough, even with guys who are out running. If you're out running and you're making money, you can't spend every dollar you make. You have to have an expense account to take care of your business in the event something happens. So you want to think about that. And you always want to be prepared. Me, when I came in, like I said, I was preparing to go into something that required a whole lot more than this. So it made this a little bit more simple easier, I would say. And even though it wasn't easy, but it made it where I could handle it a little better because I was already reaching here to do something else. So I kind of have my stuff in order. Credit is important. Good savings is important. So you guys might want to think about that before you get in it. Don't just jump in here thinking that you can have a few $1,000 and maybe get your mom or your aunt to finance your truck and everything is going to work out perfect. It could. You could be, and I do know someone that jumped out in here and they just had help coming from every angle, including, you know what I'm saying, people I know that might have helped, but you know what I'm saying, that's just kind of like a luck thing. I mean, it just all kind of fell into place. So that might happen, but what if that doesn't happen? What if this guy's truck goes down? What if anything like that happened? What if your trailer has an issue? God forbid you get in an accident and the person don't have an insurance. Remember, you know what I'm saying, that happened to me. So you want to have your insurance and everything in order to be able to take care of those things. So make sure your finances are in order. And I made 5 of these guys. I made 5 do's and 5 don'ts. So I'm on number 4 right now. And number 4, and it might sound dumb, but it's a trend thing I'm seeing right now. Don't do it because someone else is doing it. Don't see trucks going down the trailer and the guys trucks going down the road and the guys pulling the trailer and like, hey, I can do that. Oh, I see these guys doing that, so I want to try that. Or don't do it just because of that. You know what I mean? Do it because it's something that you're interested in and you know what I'm saying, you feel like you can make a living at it. Don't do it just because someone else is doing it. And it's not too much I can say about that. I'm starting to see, like, everywhere I go, someone says, hey, yeah, man, I was thinking of doing that. Hey, I had a truck and it's at my house or it's at my grandparents' house, man. I was going to get it and do that, blah, blah, blah. Not saying don't do it, but have your reasons. You know what I'm saying? Have your reasons. So, and the last one, man, don't get into a lot of debt. Do not go out here and get the most expensive, luxurious truck that you can and go out here and then you finance that, and then you go out here and you get the nicest trailer you can and you finance that as well. And then you got truck payment, trailer payment, insurance, you know what I'm saying? Along with some of you guys have a mortgage and children, I mean, things like that. So don't get into a lot of debt. And if it is one of those things that you want to do it and you have a lot of debt, start knocking that down. That's another thing that I did before I started doing it. So start knocking that down. You got cars already financed, start trying to pay them off. Even if you got 2 years left, this is Hotshot. I mean, it's not a rush to get into it. It's not going anywhere. So knock out some of that debt. If you got 2 years left on the cars, try to double up a couple payments, maybe pay it off in the next year and a half. If you got a mortgage and you owe, you know what I'm saying, 4 more years on your house, pay it off first. Having your house paid for that's a blessing and it's gonna be a big help. Now, I'm gonna go to the do's. Now, first thing I'm gonna say is with the do's, and it's kind of gonna go back to, don't just listen to the first thing I said, don't listen to YouTube and all that stuff like that. And the first thing I'm gonna say is do your homework. If you do your homework, like I said, read, watch YouTube, go on the FMCSA website, you know what I'm saying, read the rules regularly. I mean, familiarize yourself with Hotshot to the point where it's like second nature to you, you know what I'm saying, where you're very, very knowledgeable. And that's something that I didn't do as well as I should have. I did the same thing. I watched YouTube. I did read some. If you know some, and another thing that helped me, I knew some people that were doing Hotshot, so I could go to them for information, and that's going to be a big help too. If you know somebody that's doing it, that doesn't mind sharing information with you, I would go and talk with them, ask them, you know what I'm saying, take you up under their wing a little bit, even if they'll let you go on a ride with them to take a load or to pick up a load. I did that. That's one of the things that I did do. That also, all of that right there will help you out to making sure that you put the best foot forward. So do your homework. The second thing I'm gonna say is make a plan. That's another thing I did. You gotta excuse that noise. What is that? But make a plan. Like I said, I was going into dump trucks, so that's what I was doing, and I was already planning for that. And then the moment I started talking to my friend, and he was like, "Hey, this, and that," I was like I said, I'm a barber already, so I was already cutting hair and saving and had my credit and everything in order. So I didn't just say, hey, today I'm gonna do this. It was like 2-3 years. I'm like, okay, boom, I'm gonna, in 2 or 3 years, I'm gonna be in the trucking industry. So that's how my plan went. And then I started knocking things off one thing at a time. I had a list. I believe in making a list, guys. I mean, I'm reading off a list right now. It'll help you. You can cross one thing off at a time, knowing that you have that taken care of, and then you move on to the next and move on to the next. So make a plan. Don't just jump out and say, hey, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. Oh, so-and-so said that, boom, boom, boom. They will finance you a truck, believe me. So don't just go, I mean, people go and they go to the dealership, and a lot of guys I'm seeing, they go and they get a truck and like, oh yeah, I got a truck now. Make a plan, you know what I'm saying? Make a plan. So the next thing I want to say is, and this kind of goes back to number 3 again, is like, have your money and your credit in order, man. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. Have your money and credit together. Don't just jump out here, you know what I'm saying, with a couple bucks, you know what I'm saying, credit all out of whack, or don't even finance every single thing. I mean, I see guys doing that, and all these tie in together because that also will affect your debt. So, you know what I'm saying, you want to be able to pay for as much of this stuff as you can. You know what I'm saying? If I could do it again, maybe personally, I bought my trailers straight out. I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to go out there and hand over that kind of money, but you got to think about it. You're going to make the money back, and you don't have to pay that payment. It's one less thing you got to worry about every month. If I could go back and do it again, I would also buy my truck cash. I know that's kind of reaching for a lot of people, but if you could think about it, you can just get you a truck that'll work. It doesn't have to be the newest thing on the market, and work that truck and then work your way up, which is what I wish I would have done. I think Chris Ward has a video about it. He had a new truck, they had problems, and he bought a older truck. I think he said about 10 grand, and he did the math versus the amount of the payment's gonna add up to in 1 year versus how much that truck costs altogether, and it would be cheaper even if he had to buy that new truck over every year, another older truck. And it makes sense to me, and I see it that way too, looking back on it. So always remember that you gotta have that in order, and minimize your bills. Even the smallest things. I did my phone bill. I went on there, and I mean, she was on me because I was trying to take off the damn insurance off the phone. Everything. I'm knocking it all off. I'm trying to get my bills down as low. I mean, in the house. I mean, we cut off the lights at night, like in the bathroom. Don't leave the lights running. I mean, all that. Whatever is gonna help you minimize those bills is gonna help you have the funds available to put into your business. So minimize your bills. If you're in the family, y'all going out to eat $200 meals every Friday, you might want to think about cut that out for a little while. If y'all are going to the beach every whatever day, you might want to stop that for a little while and focus on your business. You know what I'm saying? Just minimize your bills, tighten up on everything, and then roll from there. And the last thing is just make the money. That's it. Just make the money, man. Once you get out there and everything's rolling, just get out there and make the money, man. Ain't really nothing to it after that, man. If you do all of those things, man, I feel like. So yeah, that's just, if you take care of those things, minimize that stuff right there, take care of all of that stuff right there, those do's and don'ts, have that stuff together. Like I said, create you a list, knock off one thing at a time, keep everything within, you know what I'm saying, into some kind of order. And I believe you'll be all right. You'll be successful out here. If people always say, well, hey, it's slow this time, it's busy this time. If you minimize your bills, control your debt, whether it's slow or not, it wouldn't really affect you or really bother you much. I've been on myself lately because I bought that new truck. But other than that, before that, like I said, trailers paid for, everything's paid for. My truck is not that expensive. My payment's not too bad. Having my credit and stuff in order. And like I said, I have my savings to where if I didn't run for a while, I could pay it. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the only issue that I have, what I've been beating myself up over. But that's one of the things I did. I minimized my debt. So if it's slow, if I run once this week or whatever, I could take care of everything I need to take care of. So that's just my take on it, guys. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be exactly what everyone else would say, but that's just my opinion. That's just the way I look at it. Like I said, these videos are just to share what I know or what I feel, in my opinion, from it. Take what you can from it. The rest of it, you know what I'm saying, throw it to the side. You know what I'm saying? That's the same as what you should do with anything. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that like button so we can keep growing the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.